Today was supposed to be Kenneth and Selena's big day. After 5 long years of love, filled with highs and lows, tender moments sharing a cup of cocoa, and the occasional heated argument, they were finally ready to say their vows. Despite everything, they were sure they wanted to stay together forever. Kenneth, an English professor at SA University, and Selena, a supervisor at the SA Corporation, had saved up for a beautiful wedding. They invited their closest family, friends, and colleagues to celebrate at a stunning garden ballroom. But just as Selena and Kenneth stood at the altar, gazing into each other's eyes and making their promises, the unexpected happened. The ballroom doors flew open, and a young woman stormed down the aisle, her eyes locked on Kenneth with fury. "How could you do this? After everything we had, you're marrying someone else? Who are you? And how did you get in here? You can't ignore me anymore, Kenneth. You owe me answers." The guests began to whisper in confusion. Selena turned to Kenneth, clearly distressed. "Kenneth, who is she?" "He didn't tell you the truth, did he? The man you're marrying is nothing but a liar and a cheater," the woman continued, her voice trembling. "Hold on a second. You don't get to talk to my fiancé like that. Kenneth, what is going on?" Selena asked, her voice shaking. "I have every right to interrupt this wedding. This isn't a wedding. It's a cruel game your fiancé is playing. You need to leave before security gets here," Kenneth said firmly. "Selena, can we step outside for a moment?" "Of course. Try to cover up your secrets all you want, Kenneth. But you can't hide our relationship anymore. It's too late for that." Selena's heart raced. This was supposed to be the perfect day, and now everything was falling apart. What was happening? What secrets was Kenneth hiding? Who was this girl? And why was Kenneth so nervous? Selena noticed the woman's tear-streaked face and felt a knot tighten in her stomach. She wasn't sure what was going on, but she knew something was deeply wrong. Selena gathered her wedding gown and walked down from the altar. "Selena, where are you going? This is our wedding. Are you going to let a stranger ruin it?" Kenneth called out. "You know very well we aren't anything but strangers." "Selena, let's call the security," Kenneth suggested. "No, Kenneth. I need you to explain this to me first," Selena said firmly. She gestured to the young woman. "Let's talk outside. Come with me." Kenneth's face was a mask of frustration and fear, but Selena could see the doubt now clouding in her own eyes. The wedding was put on hold as the 3 of them headed to the garden behind the ballroom. "All right, calm down and tell me what's going on," Selena said once they were outside. "Selena, Don't listen to her. Let me explain, Kenneth urged. Kenneth, let her speak, Selena insisted. Selena, are you going to believe her drama? She's a nobody. Just listen to me, Kenneth said, his voice rising. Jennifer's composure cracked, and she burst into tears. He might not want to admit it, but there's no denying what we had. She placed a hand on her stomach. I'm pregnant with his child. It was about 2 years ago when Kenneth first met Jennifer. She was a new student in his class, someone Kenneth had initially overlooked as just another freshman. Their paths only truly crossed after Jennifer failed her first semester. Desperate to pass, she came to Kenneth, hoping for a chance to make up for her poor performance. Is this some kind of joke? I can't just pass you after such a disastrous fail. But Professor, there must be something I can do, like an extra credit assignment? Jennifer pleaded. Jennifer, this isn't high school. This is college. If you fail, you face the consequences. Your time and money wasted. And I hope you remember that when you're paying for this again. Please, Professor. I work 2 other jobs and it gets really tough. If you could just let me retake the exam. Jennifer's voice trailed off, full of hope. Kenneth, seeing how hard Jennifer was trying to make it on her own, felt a pang of sympathy. He decided to offer her a few private lessons and allowed her to retake the exam. As they spent hours together outside of class, their relationship shifted from purely academic to something more personal. You know, Professor, you're quite entertaining. I could listen to you talk all day. How about we put the papers away and you just lecture me for fun? Jennifer teased. Nice try, but flattery won't work. You'll pass the class only if you pass the exam. Honestly, I didn't need a 0. Believe me, I didn't want to give you a 0, but it was the lowest mark I could give. Sorry for not understanding the concept. I haven't been studying it for 100 years. Hey, I'm not that old. Yeah, you actually look pretty young for your age. I'm impressed. Let's take a selfie. We look good together. They continued to talk, joke, and laugh, growing closer over time. One day, Jennifer was running late and asked Kenneth for a ride home. Why don't you come in? It's chilly out. We could have a cup of hot coffee. I don't know. Please, Professor. I know what you're worried about, but we're not at the university. You can relax. From then on, Kenneth and Jennifer began meeting outside of class, going on dates and spending time together. Kenneth felt guilty as he was cheating on Selena, the woman he loved, and was planning to marry. But Jennifer brought a new kind of happiness into his life. She was fun-loving and cheerful, a stark contrast to his usual disciplined and robotic life. He felt free and alive with her. As their relationship progressed, Kenneth kept it secret due to her being his student. However, when Jennifer started becoming more involved in his personal life, Kenneth began to fear the potential fallout, ruining his reputation and possibly losing his job. He decided it was time to end things with Jennifer. But Jennifer was devastated by the separation. She called him repeatedly, but he didn't pick up. She waited outside his classes, but he avoided her. How could he just end things like this? And Jennifer discovered she was pregnant. Realizing that Kenneth couldn't just leave her alone in this situation, she tried calling him from a private number, but he rejected her calls. Her heartbreak deepened when she heard a woman's voice answer, a voice that turned out to be Kenneth's girlfriend. Jennifer was crushed to learn that Kenneth was getting married sooner than she had expected. Jennifer couldn't just let this be. She had to find a way to confront Kenneth and find a solution to this mess. As Selena listened to the entire story, she was shaken to her core. 5 years of love and commitment. Was it all a lie? She loved Kenneth deeply, and when she looked into his eyes, she could see he loved her too. What he did was wrong, but everyone deserves a chance to make things right if they owned up to their mistakes. Kenneth, I trusted you. I always supported you. You didn't have to go behind my back. You could have told me, and we could have worked things out before it got this messy, Selena said, her voice quivering. It's too late now. How can you trust him? I'm sorry, Selena. Believe me when I say this. She means nothing to me. It was a one-time thing. I don't love her. I love you. Don't lie to her. Didn't you say that to me too? Kenneth, don't expect me to believe it was a fluke. A one-time thing? She's pregnant. Selena's voice was filled with anguish. I don't know how it happened, but Jennifer, what we had wasn't real. And it's been over for a long time. Why are you pushing this? I don't care about our relationship anymore, Kenneth. What matters is this child. You're responsible for this. Admit it or not, this is your child, and you will provide child support. Selena, we need to talk privately, Kenneth said, trying to steer the conversation. Kenneth, you had ample time to tell me the truth, but you hid it. You failed me, Selena said, her face in her hands. Selena, these past 5 years have been the best of my life, and I want to spend the rest of my life with you. That's why you felt the need to cheat on me? Kenneth, instead of trying to cover this up, you need to face the reality. She's carrying your child. I'm not taking no for an answer. You have to take responsibility for what you did. Whatever we had was consensual. Don't just blame me. You've taken this too far, Kenneth. How will we make this work? Maybe we can find a way to co-parent. The three of us can figure something out. Things never work out like that. How much money does he even make? He'll need to pay for child support, find a new place, It's impossible. How we make it work is none of your business. You'll get your money when time comes. Just leave us alone. It doesn't suit you to speak about your own child like that. It's your responsibility. Don't worry, Kenneth will provide for the child. And what if you have a child with him? He won't be able to afford it, and there will be favoritism. It'll all be a mess. Selena, listen to me. It won't be that difficult. We'll manage. I don't know, Kenneth. You ruined everything. Selena walked out of the garden, and Kenneth followed. Selena, wait. Listen to me. Kenneth, just leave me alone. I need time to think. Selena sat alone in the garden, and Kenneth joined her, looking into her eye. Selena, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I should have told you earlier, but we can sort this out. After a moment of silence, Selena spoke. Kenneth, I wanted to be with you. I love you, but she's right. This is about another life. I don't want to be the third wheel in this situation. Maybe it's better if we end things now. The wedding was cancelled. Kenneth and Selena, along with all the guests, went home with heavy hearts. Kenneth was left unsure of what to do next. Jennifer kept calling and messaging him, but he was too angry to face her. He had another mature conversation with Selena, and he realized things could never be the same with her. It was his fault. Over the week, Kenneth took time to think things through. He feared if he didn't confront Jennifer too, she might cause a scene at his workplace, just like he had at his wedding. It was time to set things straight. What do you plan to do with this child? What do you mean? Going to have the child? Look, Jennifer, I've thought about it, and I want to ask you to move in with me. What? It's our child. It didn't choose to be born. We brought it into this world. It's only right that we care for it together. And what about us? I don't know if we'll ever be like before, but right now we should focus on our child. Jennifer eventually moved into Kenneth's apartment. Their relationship was strained, and they barely spoke. But as time went on, they began to reconnect. They bonded over preparing for the baby and dealing with the pregnancy. Kenneth made an effort to be a supportive partner and a good father. He attended prenatal appointments with Jennifer and redecorated the apartment to include a nursery. When the baby finally arrived, Kenneth picked up their child and celebrated the moment with joy. Jennifer felt a wave of relief. She had taken a lot of wrong steps on the way here. But in the end, at least, she made one good decision. That made everything work out. Sandra was a loser for letting Kenneth out of her hands. But out of all the guys that Jennifer had been with in her freshman year, he was one that would be the most trustworthy and capable of actually owning up to his mistakes. He might have been a fool, but he was the right guy to father her child, even if he really wasn't the father of her child at all. My sweet little bundle of joy. He's adorable, Kenneth said, looking at the baby with pride. He looks just like you.
If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family.